All right, welcome in, collected to another reading. Before we get into this one, uh, have you all ever seen like a video like where a baby finally sees its mother for the first time? Um, I did today, just before I got into this reading, and I felt like sharing the experience because something about that really clicked with me, and I feel like we all need to understand something at the end of the day that we all are children. And no matter how the energy feels in these readings or in anyone's readings, or how you want to personally feel about someone, we are all babies. And when we finally have the day that we turn around and see mother and see that everything was done for our best and our highest good, we're able to really be nurtured in that fact and be amazed. Um, because normally and usually when a mother sees her child recognize consciously that, hey, that's my mom, tears flow on one end, but a very bright smile appears on the other, and there is a very big cleansing going on. There might be a lot of people who are finally seeing God for who she is, moving away from the whole male stature where God has to be a man, even though when tell me the last time a man has given birth to a child, and I will sit here and wait and smile. Um, but I want to see it where it not has only happened once, but where that person has had multiple children, and I want to see multiple accounts of it as well, as you know, because we need to step away from that whole masculine thing and really that's the plan of the divine, is to prove to you that man is nothing without the womb, and man is simply just the species name, and it's not a gender, but we as human uh, have decided to create it as a stature or a status rather than what we truly are, a creation. So I would just like to take that time, this time, just to kind of mention that and to say that the no matter if you are a woman or male, female or male, however, it does not matter. In the grand scheme of things, you cannot overpower what is nurturing that power. You can only power it to its extent before the lights go out. So I wanted to say that very deeply. I've also been having very interesting conversations with a lot of people recently, and I'm slowly starting to open up my gates for conversations in that sense. Though I am not one who enjoys talking on the phone a lot, it just again draining for me. I have sort of opened up those doors a little bit more. Do not bombard me. And I really need it. Like, you know what I mean? I'm only one person, so I can't do everything all day. And there's also specific people that need to have calls. Not everyone really needs one. Even though you feel like you might, it's not that you don't. It's just that you're not accepting what you have at that point in time. So I do want to point that out. Um, I don't know why I needed to point that out. Maybe someone had a question for that. We're gonna jump into your reading though. I really do feel like the baby seeing the mother for the first time is very significant, though. This could even be you seeing just how protected you are, maybe even you having a new encounter with mother, and seeing who she really is. Um, but there's a lot of things caught in the act. Okay. So, someone was caught in the act. There's not a need to look for information for this individual on why. Damn. Hmm. So yeah, someone that with that being said, someone's confused why someone has the answer to why your ancestors and why God let you go through what you did. Lucky came out, but I don't want to say luck. I want to say this was a divine teaching lesson for you, but when the divine teaches you, the divine also teaches everyone around you, right? So bravo for being that example for the divine. You did good. But someone's starting to figure out why. Because it's like all these people who have dogma brain, they're like, well, if God was real, they wouldn't let this happen. I mean, God kills. Have you read the fucking Bible? Nigga said, I'm flooding this shit, and if you do it again, I'm burning you alive. So we're going to be burned alive next, obviously. You can tell by the fucking sun. The sun isn't yellow anymore. It's a white dwarf. You notice that? It's about to explode. You get it? We're about to kick it in gear. Segment's been going off for the past 3 years, and she is not calming down. But once that sun cycle hits and Bastet comes through and Best starts popping, okay, I ain't gonna go too deep into that. But when shit start popping, you better be ready. And that's what this little lesson has proven to people, because you are the wake before the storm, and niggas finding out real quick that you never were the catalyst of a storm. You never were the one to create calamities in people's lives. It was simply you were protected, and people wanted to test that protection. And I don't get it, because does it say not to tempt the Lord? Do not fall onto temptation unto the Lord, or something like that, I believe. I don't remember. And what Timothy 3:16 and Deuteronomy 4:11 are coming to mind. I don't know those off the top of my head. Let me. Okay, so I completely forgot the first one I said, but Deuteronomy 11 is you came near in 4:11 is you came near and stood at the foot of the mountain while it blazed with fire to the very heavens with black clouds and deep darkness. I do feel called to read 12, and it said, then the Lord spoke to you out of the fire. You heard the sound of the words, but saw no form. There was only a voice. So obviously this is talking about the covenant, right? It's talking about obedience. That's really the whole lesson, right? Someone knows that you're very obedient to God, and that's why you were handpicked for this lesson. And I'm going to delve it down into this, because someone really needs to understand this. It does not matter about collectives past, present, or current, okay? Or future, it doesn't matter any of that, okay? It says, come as ye are. So if you are a prostitute, come as you are. For you need to be who you are to be cleansed of the impurities that you hold. And that's what a lot of people have issues with. And this is where ego comes into play. But people are really seeing you. You're not dumb. You're not deaf or blind. And I mean those in the biblical sense, okay? You are not ignorant to what's going on around you. You're not oblivious. You're not gullible. And you're really not egotistical or braggy. You sacrificed yourself in the name of the Lord. Do thy bidding. And you talked to God and you said, use me. And people are starting to find out that truth, that you really let God use you, which is why people were a way to get away with so much towards you. It's a very saddening moment for people who hold on to these labels, bishops and priests even, believing that you deserved to be called a heretic and bashed out and exiled from communities. In religious statutes, they were talking about it and trying to push you out of places. It's sad to see that they really did reject God's gift. And there are a lot of God's women and men out here popping up in this energy that are trying to find out how to repent from denying God's child. And it's very hard to really tell you a strict answer, but you all knew. Someone really wanted to test if you were of God, And someone also knew you were of God and didn't test you. It's a fear. And power is derived from fear. People thought you were causing fear to gain power, but you were not. Your power did not come from their fear. Your power came from the fear of, what if I didn't do this in the name of God? What would happen if I said God use me and then said no? That's the fear that gave you the power to move forward. It has nothing to do with ego or feeling like you're better or God chose me, 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 me. No. No, you were obedient in fear, which gave you power, which gave you confidence. That fear became stable, it became grounding. That fear was alchemized um, into purpose. Excuse me. So people are finding that out now. It's not that you were weak. It's not that you were starting off on your spiritual journey. You truly were a gift from God. And unfortunately, because people don't read the Bible, y'all just like to pick and choose. What does God do with his chosen? He sacrifices them. They almost get killed. Some of them do get killed. But all in the name of the Lord. Now, that death is not always a figurative death. Sometimes it's a spiritual death. Sometimes it is a physical, mental, emotional death. However, right? That death is just a change. And someone's finding out that when they met you, you were dead. And through being there, you gain life. You found life in dead places. And someone knows that only those with eyes can see such thing. It goes beyond the labels that people want to say, oh, you're a prophet, a seer. No, this has to do with who you are. No labels. So stop with the labeling. We're talking about you. The part of you that you're almost afraid of because it holds the full true power of who you are, or the part of you that you don't delve into because you almost feel like it's unholy to delve into such a pure place. And this boundary is being broken, and people see that you are working through that boundary, that everyone was playing a role, and that's why you don't have any anger against them. These people are attacking you out of fear to get you in case you got them back, because they know if you ever did, oh my God. And maybe you've done that to someone before. And please do not say that you didn't. If you didn't, it's cool. I really don't care if you did or didn't. Okay? If it's not for you, it's not for you. Just cool. You don't have to prove yourself to anyone. So, first of all, become stable in that point. It's not necessary to do that. Maybe you did do that, though. And you showed someone that power. That fear of, oh, you did it once, you'll do it again. But they don't realize that that power also scared you. And that's what made you back off. That's what allowed you to see. And people need to understand another thing when it comes down to this, especially you all that say, I don't do magic. Yes, you do. So stop lying to yourself. Prayer is magic. You see how quiet I got again? I need y'all to listen to me. Stop being afraid of what it really is. Okay? Everything that you do has a breath of life in it. Okay? That in itself is magic. What is magic? Advanced sciences. Transmutation, alchemy, going from one form to another, whatever. It's magic. It's life. You cannot escape it, so stop allowing the demons inside of you to corrupt the pureness of what it is. Okay? You talk to God, that's magic. The fact that you're able to speak is magic. It is an advanced science that your body has developed over time. Are we okay? Stop being so scared of everything. And this is directly to the people who need to hear it, because y'all are afraid of everything. But then you say that you're not afraid because you got God. Well, that means you have magic, because magic and mage and magus and mystery were all words used to say and describe God by the ancients. Do you understand? By saying that you don't do magic is saying you don't do God. Do we get it? It's all there now. We're all here together. And if you want to fall off that platform, you can. But you will be living a lie. I'm here to bring you to the truth. Not a lot of people like it. But if you're going to lie to yourself, at least know the truth so that you don't have to feel, like you didn't have a chance to know. So you can't make that excuse. Because I'm not going to let anyone make no excuses. You in my life, you popping up in my energy, you in my life now. We have no excuses. We have improvements. So that's what I want to let all y'all know. Because y'all got it real fucked up in these streets thinking that magic is a bad thing. It's not. When was defending yourself ever a bad thing? It was a bad thing to defend yourself because you were right and people didn't want you to be right. That's all. So that's what you have to remember. And that's what you're building up on. And I really feel like people were playing against that weakness of yours because you know what you could do. And it's less about what you can do, it's just about the result of you. Because you're not doing anything other than what God is saying, which is probably, hey, go over here and then walk over here and then go buy this and then come back home. But doing all that caused so much change, right? That's all you're doing. Again, that's magic. But a lot of you all need to get real with it. Because again, when we enter the sun cycle and we are in full truth, you will be burnt alive by that same truth because you yet to accept it. Okay? And that will be your own demons eating you up. And that will be your own feelings trying to fight each other, saying that, oh, you're bad for doing this and blah, 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 right? So quit. Do yourself a favor and stop. Okay? I don't feel like this is going to go much further into other people. I feel like this is a direct message to you all collective. This has nothing to do really with these other people other than what they're experiencing through you. So now you need to work on yourself. And a lot of people don't like to hear that. A lot of y'all in the tarot community, oh my God, y'all are crazy. Y'all want to know everything about everyone else, but then you start to complain about, I don't know what to do for myself, but then you ignore these messages that tell you what to do about yourself. So, bite your bullet, but choose your caliber wisely. Okay, moving on. But that's why you felt like a lack of protection, or that's why you felt like you haven't been able to talk to your ancestors at this time, is because you have been in that training mode where you've been developing your own internal skills. This is where your psychic defense comes in. And also, you may be in the entry phases, but caught in the act and looking for information inverted. This is, and I just heard it too. Consider yourself lucky that your ancestors didn't protect you from that stuff. Imagine being where you are now without having those skills. And I know a lot of y'all who are in the middle of it for the first time, and maybe it's the first time and it's lasted many years, you still can't see that. And that's why you're still in that position. It's not about fake seeing it or seeing it for a day. It's about living it and knowing that the lack of answers is because you are the answer, because you aren't doing what you need to do. And a lot of people, what do I need to do? What is the first thing that came to your mind? And if nothing came to your mind, then that's what you need to do at this time. Stop putting effort into an empty box when that box is supposed to be empty. And that's what I'm hearing for some of y'all. You know the answers. You refuse to listen to yourself, though, because you don't trust yourself, because you are the one that's put yourself through the experiences that you've experienced, which is why you need to apologize to yourself and stop waiting on an apology from someone else. Apologies are for you. I am sorry for putting myself through these events. You are the one that witnessed it and felt it. No one made you feel that way other than you, because you refused to do something that you knew would change that outcome. You see what I mean? That doesn't mean that you're wrong. It means that you are learning and you have yet to see that lesson. Now that I broke that lesson for you, you might have to learn something a little bit deeper. That's the bad part about us giving you all keys. Now you have to learn it again. Now you have to learn it in a deeper fashion, probably, or even in the same situation, looking at it different. But we can help you to that point, but we can't force you to drink that water. We can't force you to refill yourself with nourishment. We can't force you to see the beauty in the fact that you are getting attacked. Did you forget that Lucifer is also the ruler of Venus, and the beauty and the beast, and beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and that's Venus as well? I'm just gonna leave it there because a lot of y'all caught on to that. I really felt it. But consider yourself lucky in this time that your ancestors haven't been as prominent as you would have wanted them to be, because there are lessons that you would have never learned. Of course, they are coming back. Of course, they still are there and they love you. But we all need to grow, and we all need to take that leap from uh, the mother's nest. And if we can't fly, we just hit the ground. We have to learn how to fly. We will not always have uh, that glory protection, and that's something you need to understand. Um, we would like to think, oh, always, always, but there are so many times in your life where you haven't. So don't forget those either. You know what I mean? I feel like right now, because of all this spiritual court stuff going on, and where you aren't involved in much, things might just be very blank for you, just very easy, very smooth. It's because you need to reflect. It's because there's something inside of you that has to move for something new to begin. So do your reflections, do your meditations at this time. And we have the magician. Because now it's time for you to move, caught in the act, with the magician and the knight of swords. It's time for you to move forward in the way that you're supposed to. Manifest, create that, do that spell, do that prayer, take that bath. Whatever you need to do, just do not rip from the origin of it. It is all magic, and it is not a bad thing. You need to escape dogma, okay? Because that dogma is what's going to get you hurt whenever everything comes down, because then you're going to be reptilian food, and you're going to be following someone that looks like Jesus or says they Jesus or whatever the fuck, and then you're going to die by aliens because you aren't paying attention and you really believed that dogma was the way to go, and now you up on a barbecue rib steak dinner with a bunch of reptilians stabbing you with forks and shit. But what do I know? I'm just a tarot reader and an actor, and I don't know nothing, okay? So don't listen to me. Hand up. All I'm saying is y'all are not ready for that second coming. Because the second coming's coming first, and a lot of people don't know that, and that's the last thing I can bust. That's the last thing I can bust. I'm not repeating it. Some of y'all caught it, some of y'all didn't. The high priestess inverted. So with the high priestess inverted on top of looking for information, there's something that you're not looking for something correctly. The nine of swords, again, it's something about your dreams. Pay attention to your dreams. Oh, I can't remember my dreams. You can remember your dreams. You are just not grounding yourself to be able to. Oh, I can't meditate. Then meditate for 20 minutes a day on why you can't meditate. Because you can meditate on everything else. You can be in deep, paused thought for so many other things. Why are they people doing this? When is this going to happen? When is this upload happening? Ding, bing, bing. All those useless thoughts that could have been used to benefit you are now worried about how the external is going to benefit you rather than how your internal will benefit you, right? So again, this is that self-acceptance, because in spiritual court, no one gets away free. Same thing as in actual court. You have to waste your time, energy, and sometimes even your money to get things to move in court. Same thing in spiritual court. So just as other people learn their lessons collective, here is ours. And it is breaking more of that dogma and really seeing with pure eyes what has happened. And not, well, they did this to me. What did you do to them? Nothing. Oh, that's a big fat lie, because if they did nothing to you, or if you did nothing to them, why were you in their life? And why did they have an effect on you, and why did you have an effect on them? Do not try and say that you didn't do anything, because if you didn't do anything, you wouldn't exist. You did something. You just don't want to admit it. It is something deep inside of you that you have an issue with because you have always been the blame and always been the one to take credibility. So you need to stand back up on that podium and realize, even if what you did you do not deem as bad or irresponsible, someone else did. And you have to accept that it's not your fault, that they took it that way. But you have to accept that you created those actions. And if you cannot do that, then you cannot heal, and there is no hope for you really for healing because you will not accept that. And I'm just going to tell you it straight to your face because I love you enough to. I care about you. And this is the tough part about healing. This is why everyone wants to, oh, I want to heal. No, you don't. Because if you wanted to heal, you wouldn't be saying, oh, I want to heal. You'd be doing it. You would be seeing that you saying, I want to heal is not healing you. It's in fact showing you more of how much sloth is coming through. You want to. You want it. You want it so you can go without it, right? You don't need to heal. You just want to. You haven't decided to heal. You just say you want to. When? When? What day? And I'm not trying to be mean, but when you say these things, you must ask yourself these questions because who else is in charge of your healing other than you? God can put everything in front of you to help you heal in your lessons, but until you open those doors and face them, you won't heal. You know what I mean? So, in this time, if you can, and if you cannot, I'm not saying that you're a failure. I'm not saying that everything's down. If you can't do it right this moment, take your time with it. If you know in your depths that you are doing your best, you are doing your best. We all have bad days, and we all have days where we relapse. That's perfectly fine. Do not stay stuck in that cycle, though. Do not beat yourself up any more than you have already been. And do not add any extra pressure or weight on top of you when you cannot carry it already. Just know that inside of you is that yearning flame to keep burning. It wants to burn, it wants to heal, it wants to eradicate all those impurities and make it clean and purify it with that fire. So allow that passion that you have that causes distortion and anger and blaming on another person or wanting you to create distance between you and another person. Use that exact same flame to burn the bridge of the rotten feelings that you have now harbored based off of the external world. You were not meeting that person with evil intent in your heart. Why are you leaving the situation with that same style of heart or the circumstance? And I would highly recommend, if you are having issues with that, I have a scroll that you can buy. My scrolls are, it says $10 on the website. They're really supposed to be $5. I'm not going to down. I don't know why it popped up to 10 on there, but they're $5. Email me and I'll send it to you. But the scroll is called Are You Sitting or Standing? And it talks about situations and circumstances. We always are in circumstances because we stand in the middle of all of the events that spiral around us. When you sit, you are stopped and you have set in your ways. And who is set other than, we're not going to go that deep into it because it says it all in the book, okay? But that's just a little hint for you. But it goes deep into that stuff. And it teaches you how to reprogram yourself from sitting down and letting events bombard you to standing up and allowing the circular events of motions around you to be a destructive force for the barriers in front of you rather than a self-destructive force on the inside. I highly recommend y'all get it. After I wrote that scroll, no one bought any of my scrolls. It's like it's like I've been kind of shot down from it. But all of my scrolls have very important healing lessons in them. They have very important messages, and anyone that has bought those scrolls definitely does know had the power of them. I would highly suggest you all purchase them if you are wondering, like, oh, how do I do this? How do I do that? I'm writing more scrolls as well, but It's something that you need. It's more than just something that you would read. It's an energetic coding. It's color coded. It goes into details. I go across multiple religions. It has photos, examples of things. It teaches you things about you and the world around you that you didn't really know. And this is about all my scrolls. But please, I would implore you, if you are looking for information, to just hear. The information is there. And even though I don't have the money to spend, my channel has so much more than readings. You all just do not look. Go to my channel and go to my playlist. I have spiritual talks. I have sigils. I have meditations. I have all sorts of things. I have a whole series where I break down the tarot cards. And there's so much more to this channel than meets the eye, and it is important for you all to use this channel as a tool for healing. It is not just for you to come here for entertainment, for tarot readings. That's the cover up. All right, please take time. This channel is one of the rarest things you will ever see. It is ran by God, owned by God, and just taken care of by me. Okay? I promise you, you will find keys to whatever you are looking for on this channel. All you have to do is look. Please, I like my longtime subscribers will tell you, like, more than meets the eye happens on this channel. This is my show, as as King Charlie would say. Love you, dear, truly. It's my show, and my show is all about that rough truth, bringing out those demons. I'm a demon killer. You will feel that pain come out you, trust me, because I had to feel that pain come out of me. And it's a process. And even in that process of pain, I was uploading and creating. So you get to see the transformative nature of what it takes. And again, people don't see that. And for the ones that do, please share it. Please embody it. Like, allow this message, these messages, this healing to be sent out. It's why I've been under attack for so long. It's why I was forced into homelessness, and why all thy channels and I'm in so many different locations is because of that. I'm on spiritual run because I'm being hunted 24/7 because of all the things that I talk about and post up here so freely and willingly. So don't let it go to waste, and don't wait for the one day that I disappear to finally grow things up. Let's grow together while we still can, so that you're not running off of my old energy. You can run off my current, up to date. Together we can. Okay? And I just need to point that out, because moving forward, more stuff's going to come out, and it's going to amaze a lot of you all, what we're going to be talking about and how deep we're going to go into it, and everything. And I just need you all to be prepared, especially the new ones. A lot of the old subscribers, y'all were with me, and y'all witnessed those lives. Y'all witnessed everything, like, premiered everything up. So y'all already know what's about to happen. When I talk about everything that we're about to get back into, y'all already know. For the newcomers, please get used, because that energetic signature from there in the past, though it's rough, it is so much softer than with the stuff we're about to get into. And we do not want you being hurt when you get to that level, because the wall is thicker, the boundaries are more defined, because the truth is harder to ignore. But look for the information. It is around you. You have the chances to. But a lot of people allow fear to stop them. We have judgment inverted. And then the Six of Earths. So again, what you're needing to do is look for information on the wrong judgments of yourself with the Six of Pentacles, so you can give back to yourself again. So you aren't being stolen from by yourself. This is the part where you steal joy from yourself, but the dogma, the lack of judgment, the poor judgments on yourself and maybe even on others needs to be reevaluated. You know what I mean? Everyone knows that we are doing things consciously, right? But in that person's mind, they are convinced that it works. And I don't care about any excuse. We are looking at it as it is. The same way you are convinced that God is good is the same way they're convinced that hurting you is good. It does not change. It is all God at the end of the day. And that's something that you need to really connect with. It's going to allow you to be in more of a flow to allow things to manifest in your life in the way that you're desiring. But again, the word manifest, man infest, the infestation of man, you infecting and creating and multiplying inside of what you are desiring. It is the multiple faceted aspects of yourself expressing itself while infesting you, while you are being uh, taken over by that spirit or exiling that spirit, whichever needs to happen. Okay? But this is how your luck is going to come through. Meditate. Meditate. We have the Four of Waters in the Fool, the Seven of Waters inverted in Strength. Right now, you need to meditate. See where you want your new beginning to take you, and do not choose any option for it is just being created. Some of you all are entering a phase where you're finally about to give birth. Physical or spiritual, doesn't matter, right? And if you are about to give birth, I wish you the well, I wish you the best and send you safety and love, because giving birth is a very scary thing at the end of the day. Life is always traded for life, and sometimes the female body and its vitality for life is not strong enough to create another life while sustaining itself. Not to put any fear, but it's just the realistic of it, and that's how I've always seen it. And my heart goes out to all the women that have passed away from birth and all those that are giving birth or afraid of giving birth due to that. My heart goes out to you all as well, and protection over you and yours, truly. Because it's something that, again, like, even if you're not, female and you're giving birth to something new, whether it's a new channel, a new, the initial A is significant as well. A and X and T and Y and R and S. But even if you're male and you're creating something, or however, you're not even pregnant, you're creating something, you have to give something up, an old life, an old entity, an old way. So you might have to cut off friends to make time for that. Same thing as pregnant when you're taking care of a child. You have to stop going to work. You got to take care of that baby. That baby needs constant attention. And that's what you're doing. You're giving yourself or these projects constant attention so they can grow. And this healing process is so your projects can grow even more. Some of you all just need to really remembering to member back to yourself, to put together again yourself so that you can see who you are truly again. Because now you found more missing pieces of you. More pieces of you that you were afraid to shine out earlier, that you can now walk in bravely and see who you truly are. And then erase that dogma, erase that negativity, not the pessimism, erasing the dark or the mystery from it by uncovering the truth, by putting a light on it and seeing it as an aspect of you. And if you are created from God, it must be an aspect of God. And if God is good, then this aspect must be good. And if God is bad, then this aspect must also be bad. So where do you find that line? That's where the research comes in. You only have knowledge, which tells you of good and evil. That's bullshit. You have wisdom that teaches you that it's always shifting. There is no good, there is no bad, there's only you and how you use it. And that reasoning comes in to tell you when to use something and when to not. Okay? So that's what you're getting in and learning. Internally, externally, however, stay focused on that. Do not make your life revolve around knowing what someone else is doing, or worried about whatever someone else is doing, or even talking to other people about, oh, God's doing this. Oh, cool. That's beautiful. But why are you not explaining that to God? Hey, God, I want to thank you for doing this in my life. It's okay to talk to other people about it, but when are you talking to yourself about it? When have you took time to sit back and say, God did this for me? And saying, thank you, God, for doing this for me. For without you, I wouldn't be here. And this place wouldn't be here without you for me to be in. Taking that time, and a lot of you already do, but you have to look and see and really be in that energy of, oh, wow. Like, God made this place for me. That's why you're there. So if God made this place for me, and God treats me good, and God has given me a beautiful life, and a beautiful family, a beautiful mind, then there is beauty here. And it's me. Because you're the beholder. You're beholding it all. And you may be bewildered. You might be in the wild while holding that beauty. But it's up to you to allow that beauty that you see to be on the outside. Okay? So we have the ancestor walls. So again, the mistakes, the Ace of Wands inverted tool, Wheel of Fortune upright, and the Page of Air. Right now, just see, what mistakes have you made? And how can you turn it into a learning lesson? And allow yourself with the Page of Swords to really sit and be in this energy of, like, I'm hearing mental resolution, because you're changing this childlike or immature mindset. Immaturity has nothing to do with age. It has to do with wisdom and knowing, okay? So you just don't know. Simple as, you're a child. You don't know any better. Allow this time to just teach you how to know, so you can move from that page to the king. Okay? But that's what's going on. I feel like that's what y'all really need to be aware of at this time. Is there anything else? Nine of water. I'm going to take that as a no. But again, seeing all the things, seeing all the paths that you've taken that you would deem as failures, is what's going to help you out majorly in this time. And that is the reading. There is nothing else that we need. There is no need for any of the angels to come out. There's no need for any names or anything to come out, because this is simply between you and yourself. And do not stand beside yourself in this time. Stand beside God, so you can show yourself how to move. I love you all so much, tenfold and forever. Thank you all so much for likes, comments, shares, subscribe, donations, whether energetic or financial. Truly appreciate them on all, especially on both channels. Everything you need is in the description, as you would know. I love you all so much, truly. I really do. I wish you the best on your healing journey. I wish you the best in your day-to-day life, and I truly just wish you the best in accepting what is to come and what has come. Because it's very difficult to do, especially in these trying times. But if I can do it, and I've shown you that it is possible, especially through this channel, I know that you can as well. And I know that it is scary. I know that it is dark, and I know how alone you may feel. I just want you to know that there is light at the end of that tunnel, and all you have to do is keep walking. It is not easy. No one said it was going to be easy. But as someone that has made the sacrifice of not only my well-being, almost embarrassing myself online, showing this whole journey, I take so much honor. Oh my goodness, I'm crying again. Here we go. Sorry, the waterworks are coming, but it means that deeply to me to have been used by God in that sense to show you how difficult it is going to get, but how much peace can still be found in those moments. And I just don't want anyone to forget that. I've always said, please just let my existence be to show you that God is real, and that they love you, that you are truly never alone. And I truly do feel that the past 2 years of that channel has succeeded in that. And I'm just very blessed and grateful to be here with you all. I've said it a lot, and I know there's a lot of people and readers, oh, I love you, but we truly, especially the ones that have been there with me the whole time, we truly have a deep connection here on this channel. And I don't want it to be something that is overlooked. And I don't care how much over exaggeration I bring to it, because it is important. Because without the help of you all, whether you all are just new to this channel or not, we wouldn't be here. Together in this time, sharing laughs, tears, sharing the healing, the love. We wouldn't be here without all of you. So it truly does, from the bottom of my heart, come from like deep love when I say all of the donations, energetic or financial, because I've lived through the effects of what that support does, especially the energetic support. So I want to be there for you all in that sense as well, and that's what I try to do here. But to wrap things up, you are not alone, and you can make it through whatever you're going through. It is possible. You will find your path. And truly, again, I love you, and just allow love to fill your space. Cry if you need to. It's a detox. There's no weakness in showing your feelings. That is a strength. And that is something that I've also done on this channel. I've cried so many times on this channel, y'all. I've screamed, I've cried, I've shown so much emotion on this channel. And it's powerful. And I just am grateful to be able to show you all that power as well, because you all have it as well. But I love you all, tenfold and forever and forevermore. And I will see you all later.